Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Ranting Monkey channel, here for the after party. I still don't know a good way to introduce the after party. But yeah, welcome back. We're going to do this again. And why are we doing this? Even though I'm tired as shit and my wife is on her way home. Because I went to Twitter when I woke up. And I know better. I know I do. I just don't, if that makes sense. I know what's going to happen every time I do it. Something's going to piss me off. And there's even odds it's going to make me want to go talk because today's offender came from who was it that sent that out there? Mindy Robbins. She's a MAGA chick, isn't she? Yeah, she's a big titty MAGA chick. She's an actress. I don't know her, but she had tweeted out something that Pat retweeted. And that led me to go, fuck. Fuck. Now, this concerns a video, and I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show it here on YouTube because they have their policies. Shit, I don't have my headphones plugged in. There we go. Least professional monkey on the intranet. Hey, Jack, how you doing, man?
Good. How you doing?
Oh, I'm wonderful.
Awesome.
Better than the girl we're going to talk about in this video.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, did you see the video, Jack?
No.
Okay, I'm going to throw I threw a link into chat there, guys. It's like a minute long. And you don't have to pay a lot of attention to it, but I hope you do. I hope you watch what actually happens here. Because it's informative. It's informative. The actual goings on, because this is what was tweeted out with this video clip. You guys can watch as I read it, and says, "Where have all the cowboys gone? You know, maybe, just maybe, we should be teaching our boys how to be men again, because I don't like what these Democrat-run liberal hellhole cities have become." Ooh, that sounds spicy. So I watched the video. Like, I'm not sure what she's saying here. Don't worry, guys. I'll describe the video here in just a moment. This woman goes on to say, "Of course, I'm not allowed to carry in New York or LA, so I'm completely helpless in situations like this, other than calling the cops in waiting or taking video evidence. The left pretends to care about women's rights and safety, but they strive to deny me the only equalizer I have." Stop. Right there. Back it up, back it up, back it up. Now, for those of you who haven't watched the video, let me describe to you what happens. The video opens with a guy getting hit by a woman, and she's slapping him repeatedly. So he grabs her. And he kind of bear hugs her to get her to stop, and she won't stop. So he puts her down on the bench. This is on a subway. He puts her down on the bench on the car there, and she still won't stop. And she starts kicking at him. He grabs her by the foot and drags her ass onto the ground and leaves her there and walks away back to his original position. What do you think she does? Take a wild guess what she does, guys. Bitch gets up and starts coming at him, hitting him again. The car door opens to the subway car there, and she's coming at him one more time, and he finally gets fed up with it, grabs her by the hair, yanks her off the fucking train, and kicks her in the stomach. Now, at no point in this video was this woman a helpless victim. At no point in this video was he just beating her because he could. I mean, after he drags her onto the floor of the car, he actually goes and cowers in the corner where he had originally been. And he takes several more shots from this bitch hitting him. But in this, what's her name again? Mindy Robinson's world, that chick needed a gun? What?
Yeah, I just watched it, and that chick was the aggressor from the video that we saw. Maybe that guy did something earlier, but he didn't look like he wanted anything to do with this.
Yeah, exactly.
And honestly, she looked kind of drunk or high.
Indeed. She also looked very, very violent, Jack.
Absolutely. He backed away several times. When he first grappled her, he could have just clocked her right in the face. He had the perfect opportunity.
Yep.
But he grabbed her around the body so that he could sit her down and get her to leave him alone. That guy had way more patience than I would have.
Cult of Krill, let me answer your question. It says, this is your 7th or 8th stream in the last 24 hours. Did I do an after party yesterday?
I don't remember.
No, I did a Monkey in the Morning around, it was afternoon yesterday. So we did Monkey in the Morning. Let's count that one. Then a Red Dead stream, then AAA, Lords of the Night, game stream, Monkey in the Morning, another Red Dead, and now this. So this is number 8, actually.
Did you do 2 Red Deads?
Yeah, I counted both of those.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah. So yeah, it was 8. But anyway, with this video, where have all the cowboys gone? Well, sweetheart, go back and watch the old cowboy movies. Go back and watch an old Cowboys movie. If a woman would have stepped up to a man like that, he'd have slapped the shit out of her.
Yeah, maybe that's what she meant. Because if he had done that at the beginning, maybe it wouldn't have escalated like it did.
And I thought about that, Jack, until I kept reading on, and she gets to that part. The left pretends to care about women's rights and safety, but they strive to deny me the only equalizer I have. Where she says the only, and I'm completely helpless in situations like this, other than calling the cops and waiting. No, you could have sat your ass down and not hit him.
Look, all I know is that dude needed to pull his pants up. He had a fucking belt on.
Yeah.
And I saw way too much of his underwear.
He was sagging.
Yeah, his ass cheeks had to be freezing.
Yeah. Hopefully those are some insulated underwear.
I hope so, but they look like Hanes boxer briefs. And man, pull your fucking pants up. You would have definitely done better in that fight.
She goes on to say, yeah, I don't know what started it. Parts of it look like mutual combat, like they do this all the time. She actually goes after him for a bit, but the last part where he drags her head first outside and kicks her on the ground, crossed the line, and of course everyone just watching. Well, what you're suggesting at that point is that after he threw her out and kicked her in the stomach, which, by the way, seems to be the only thing that finally ended this bitch's reign of anger, that she should have been able to shoot him after she had been the aggressor the whole time.
Well, we don't know what's set this whole thing off. So
going just by what we see.
By what we see, yeah, she was totally the aggressor.
Not only that, he had already walked away from her once. So by the time it gets to the point where he drags her out by her hair, this is where he's already walked away from her. She gets up off the ground and comes after him again.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how I would have handled this, but I probably would have popped that chick right in the face.
I'd have punched her. It wouldn't have been as nice as he was about it. Now, there's that kick at the end, I think, is what is driving people so mad, and grabbing her by her hair.
Yeah, I really have no problem with the hair grab so much if she was, the aggressor, but the kick might have been a bit overkill. I'll give him that. I don't know.
I don't think so.
You never know how you're going to react until you're in that situation. And it did put an end to the fight. So, I don't know. Yeah, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So
if this were two men, nobody would be saying, oh, that guy who got kicked in the stomach should have shot that motherfucker. He was totally defenseless. This bitch was the aggressor through the whole video. And yeah, we don't know what happened. But if you look at from the start, he's in the corner still, and she's already starting slapping him at the beginning of this. So, I mean, if he had punched her in the face, I feel like he probably would have been in a more aggressive stance than he was the whole fucking thing. He just finally got tired of her hitting him and responded. And you were allowed to use force to stop what's going on.
Yeah.
Not what some fucking bimbo-haired, blonde-headed Twitter chick thinks is enough force. What actually stops it? And this stopped it. Now, again, for those of you who missed it, and if the link has gone too far, you can watch for yourselves. And as always, no, we don't know exactly what happened at the beginning of this. But from everything we do see, including when it could have stopped when her ass was on the ground, I have no problem with what happened here. I think it showed great restraint, him just trying to hold her at first and then just setting her down on the bench.
Yeah, if she had stopped then, it would have ended. But she came back at him a couple times.
She was attacking him when he had her down there. He's just like,
Yeah.
stop, bitch, stop. And she won't. But hey, where have all the cowboys gone? John Wayne would have slapped the fuck out of that chick.
Oh yeah, it would have been front and backhand on that.
You know what Mindy here didn't ask? Where have all the ladies gone?
They've been gone for a long time.
Where have all the ladies gone? No, where have all the cowboys gone? Where's the guy who's just going to get his ass beat by some fucking lunatic bitch who's hitting him? Which, by the way, you know why women do this shit? Because you men let them. If somebody is hitting you, you have every right to hit them back. And I get it. I've even said with this bitch, I probably wouldn't have punched her. I'd have pushed her on her ass. I don't know about the hair pull and the kick at the end. I'm not a big kicker when somebody's down. I'm not going to say I've never done it. Never kicked a woman, though. I don't understand how this becomes a First or a Second Amendment issue for old Mindy here, other than Mindy said, oh, women hurt. Well, she got what she deserved. If she was a dude, she'd have got the fucking shit kicked out of her. She's much smaller than this guy. He'd have beat the fuck out of him if it was a dude.
Yeah.
And people would have been like, well, that's what you get. But because it's a woman, like, where have all the cowboys gone? Shut up, Mindy. You're ditz. Yes, you got big titties and you're kind of pretty, but you're an idiot. Ebony, thank you. Men should carry pepper spray. Like you said, if he had punched her, he would have been in the wrong. It annoys me so much. Yeah, look, there's no part of this video where I do not support him punching her. Not a single one. Doesn't mean that I would have done it that way myself, but at any point in this video, if he'd have socked her, I'd been like, man, that's what she gets. You know why? Because she was hitting him. She was assaulting this man.
Well, like Danger said, that society says it's okay for women to hit on men, but guy can't hit a woman because we have the upper body strength to really fuck them up. Just ask Fallon Fox.
Yeah, right. Your boy Pat says, I like Minnie, but I don't agree with her 100% here. I don't agree with her at all here. The only part I agree with her on is where she says we don't know what happened before this. Yep, she got that part right. All of the rest of it is nonsense. It's fucking nonsense. This woman. Imagine it the other way around. Not two men. Imagine that that's a man hitting a woman like that, and the woman did everything to try to make it stop, and he kept coming back and beating her. Oh, by the way, then Mindy, you'd have your Second Amendment case, but the person who would be defending themselves in this case is the guy. So unless you're suggesting he should have shot her instead of kicking her in the stomach, I really don't. Now, is it fun to watch a man hit a woman? No.
Nah, nobody wants to see that. I don't really like seeing people fight in general. I've been in too many fights. Fighting's just not healthy for anyone.
Well, you know me, I like combat. Sometimes, especially if it's, a boxing, that kind of stuff. But I'll watch a street fight now and then. But this was just a bitch who was losing her shit. And then we're supposed to feel sorry for her. We're supposed to feel like she was the threatened one. That's the whole implication here. They don't allow me to carry guns in LA or New York. Well, how about this? If you're worried about being dragged out of a subway car by your hair like she was, don't act like her. Because you know what has stopped her from getting drug out and kicked? Not acting like that. Where have all the cowboys gone? Suck my dick. Seriously, you fucking bubble-headed bimbo. You look at this just because it's a woman that it happened to. Yeah, that happened to a woman because she kept causing it. She did this.
Look, my dating history is littered with crazy women. I know a crazy chick, but I think that chick was drunk.
And even in that case, she got drunk deserves
I'm
to get
not
their
making
ass
an
beat.
excuse for her. She put herself in this situation, but I just think that there's a little bit more going on here.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like that was a rational series of decisions, you know.
Well, anytime I've seen people like this, I've seen women get this pissed off without being drunk before and just keep attacking a man.
Yeah, those are crazy bitches.
Yeah, and she seems like she may be a drunk crazy bitch.
Yeah, which is the worst kind because they won't stop.
But the only other answer here is for him to have just sat there and got his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Hi, beauty. Oh, did you bring me ice cream? Thank you. You okay? Yeah. I love you. Do you need help? Hey, Jack.
I got it.
You go on. I'll take care of the stream.
Thank you. I'll be right back.
Yep. So what's up, everybody? No other sources so far. Yeah, I'm sure some other video will surface. People film everything now. But yeah, so I went to the comic book store today. Since Monkey's gone, we're going to talk about me. And I spent a bunch of money because they were having a beginning of the year sale. And now I'm broke. And by a bunch of money, I mean $20. But I got a big stack of stuff. Remember that one female that got the Sonic ring slapped out of her by the guy in the 8-ball jacket? I got to remember that one, Pat. That's a good one. Real dangerous leaving Jack in charge of things. Really, Shio? Really? No. It's not dangerous. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Yeah, I spent $20. I was excited. I picked up the new Doctor Doom, some X-Men, found a whole bunch of back issues from Valiant that filled in some gaps on my collection. Those were like 15 cents each. It was a great deal. I actually left with a cardboard box full of comics, like one of the shipping boxes. It's about 100 comics I got for about $20. It was amazing. So that's kind of what I was able to accomplish today. There was a video a while ago of a woman punching a bus driver. She just kept doing it. When the guy put it on the ground, everyone freaked. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's crap. No, I only bought one new comic, and that was the Doctor Doom one, Ryan. Everything else was back issues and stuff out of the quarter bin. But because they were on sale, it was a discounted price from that even. So you had to buy so many to get a better deal. It was great. But that means ramen noodles this week. Yeah, I was real excited. So that gave me some more stuff to review. And I found some weird, obscure stuff too. So I'm excited to see where that leads me. Otherwise, how have you guys been? How's chat doing? I'm sure a lot of you don't care about my comic books. Yeah, that's the great thing about modern comics, Low Res Boy. They're such garbage that they don't even last long in the new releases. They end up in the dollar bin, and then they go down from there. So it's pretty sad. The X-Files Top Series, I liked that, Shio, but it never went anywhere. They never actually accomplished anything. But I remember I liked it for a while. Yeah, Dangerous. I remember those specials they did. The What Would You Do or whatever that one of the news channels put out, where they'd have a woman attacking a man and vice versa. It was lazy. I think that's bad TV. And you're right, people don't really do much about women attacking men. But yeah, I got a whole bunch of comics to read. I'm way behind. I was going to do something productive today, but that didn't happen. Read manga. I don't actually have any manga. I'm not a huge fan of the stuff I have read. When I was running the comic shop, I had a little rack of it that did pretty well, but never really got into it. No, I do not have tattoos or ear gauges. Nope, I'm a big fat nerd, so no ear gauges for me. I think those are gross. And tattoos, no, I'm afraid not. My brother has a lot of tattoos, but I don't.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. Everything all right?
Uh-huh.
Cool.
I just had to make a trip up and down the stairs carrying stuff.
Oh, so you walked up the stairs and then fell down.
No. It was a dodgy trip, though. Oh, my God. Whew. You were talking about tattoos, huh?
Yeah. Not much. I don't have any tattoos or ear gauges.
Yeah, I don't have any of that stuff. I'm vanilla. I'm boring. A woman was stabbing her boyfriend, and a stranger ran and drop kicked the guy, breaking his arm. What? Wow. I say we get rid of those two and bring on Lady Monkey. Lady Monkey's not feeling well.
She'd still probably do better.
Man, it's cold outside, man. Monkey heading upstairs is like climbing Mount Doom. Yeah, you're not wrong. But sometimes it's got to be done. Oh, Jack. So yeah, that's what I woke up to was more World War III stuff, of course.
Oh yeah, that's still going on.
Yeah, and then crazy bitch here beating on a man and people feeling sorry for her.
Well, I think it was Dangerous pointed out they did those social experiments a few years ago where women were beating on men in restaurants or whatever, and nobody did anything. I remember watching those on like Dateline or something, 2020 maybe.
I didn't see those. I'd be interested to. Thank you, Cryptic, over in the Streamlabs. You sound like me after 5 miles of running.
Well, for Monkey, that is 5 miles running.
That's a lot of exercise for me, man. Going up and down the stairs carrying stuff. I can barely carry me up there. And my chest is a little congested the last couple of days, so that doesn't help.
Yeah,
and mine I'm sure is sinuses because the weather's gone back to cold again after being warm, and
mine's acting up real bad too. I understand completely.
Fuck you, science. I blame the weathermen for this.
I do too. Those fuckers.
They did one in England. People cheered the woman as she beat her man. Yeah,
sounds right.
So yeah, it's okay for women to beat on men, but guys, it's about equality. It's about equality.
Oh, thank you, Duck Dog. Yeah, the American one was 2020. What would you do?
I'll have to check that out. 2020. What would you do? Is it on YouTube?
That might be. Wouldn't surprise me.
Everything is on YouTube.
If it's not on YouTube, it'll be on their own page.
You do. There we go. Yeah, I have to check that out later. But I'm still annoyed by the where have all the cowboys gone line. For one, again, no cowboy would have put up with that from the start.
No, most cowboys were scumbags, historically speaking.
No man back then. Now, if she had meant that from the beginning, when I first saw this and read that first tweet, I was like, I guess you should have hit her because stand up for yourself, dude. And then I read that second tweet. I'm like, are you for real? She should have been carrying a gun. You think that the drunk, angry chick should have had a gun? Yeah, that would have gone real well. That guy would have been dead, and she'd have got off on, well, he pushed me down. Jack. Meatloaf is trending today.
The food or the person?
The person.
Oh, what'd he do?
He gave an interview with Entertainment Tonight Canada, I'm guessing. with somebody anyway, and he said he doesn't believe in man-made climate change and that Greta Thunberg is brainwashed, and so he has to be canceled now. Not that anybody was paying a whole lot of attention to Meatloaf for a while anyway. I mean, he's still got some great songs, but when's the last time you actually heard Meatloaf mentioned in any kind of discussion? Yeah.
Yeah, can't even think of that.
But let's see, self-proclaimed. Let me get up the actual story here. Come on and load. Self-proclaimed sex god Meatloaf talks threesomes, losing 70 pounds, and why he thinks Greta Thunberg is brainwashed. I have not read this. I'm going to throw it into chat for those of you who want to see it, because I don't really care to think about Meatloaf having threesomes. He's never been a pretty man to begin with.
No, he looks like a potato.
He does. And he's one of those people, he's so late in life where he's lost all that weight that he actually looks like something went really, really wrong. The skin just hangs and his face looks sallow and but yeah, he spoke ill of Jesus Greta.
That's not a way to win friends these days.
No, especially not if you're in the entertainment business. But I was looking through the well, it's not a hashtag, it's just him trending. So I was looking through the trending part. And some of the shit that, I mean, people are yeah. Like this guy, because the headline that this guy's referring to, the actual tweet says, Meatloaf says Greta Thunberg has been brainwashed over climate change. And Adam Best, why do I know that name? I know that name for something. Who the fuck is he? Some kind of, he's a filmmaker. He's an activist and filmmaker. There you go. Now I want to read that tweet to you again real quick. Meatloaf says Greta Thunberg has been brainwashed over climate change. Who to believe? 90% of the scientific community or a dude named Meatloaf? Tough call. 90% 97% of the scientific community believes that Greta Thunberg isn't brainwashed. I want to see the numbers on that.
Yeah, I'd like to see a peer-reviewed paper or two.
I need the academic response.
Academics, please respond.
Yeah, it's just like, good God, why are you people so
dumb,
upset?
No, they're just dumb. I'm fucking better than them.
Oh, yeah, that's number 5 trending. Even though there's really not much said on it, there's only like 8 tweets about it. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry. The Twitter algorithm is entirely organic.
Oh, Vanilla Bear's in chat.
Hi, Vanilla Bear. How are you? How was Alfie's birthday? I hope he had a good day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So Meatloaf is upset people because he doesn't believe in Jesus Greta, or is it Greta Jesus? I'm not sure which way we're supposed to say it. Let's see. We have the NFL playoffs start tonight with teams I don't care about. So, Lysol, thank you so much. Who says, "Hey, ladies, hungry for meatloaf?" Anybody wants meatloaf?
Used.
Slightly used. It's aged a few decades. It's like meatloaf wine now.
Ew.
Why'd I go there?
Thanks for that haunting image.
I have to find this one. Hang on, Jack. AOC is out there patting herself on the back today, man.
Oh, of course she is. Oh, Vanilla Bear's left you a message there.
Where?
He loved every minute of it. He wanted to invite Monkey to celebrate his birthday.
Aw. I'm glad he enjoyed it. I really am. And tell him thank you. I wish I could have come. Yeah, AOC tweeted out, "Happy 1-year anniversary to dunking on haters and advocating for peace." This woman's a moron.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But then she retweeted the picture of her sneaking into her office dancing. Remember the whole dancing thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your moment of the year, is it? That's your best moment in the last 365 days, is it? That's a well-spent time in Congress, sweetheart. Pat says dunking or donkeying. Yes, the answer is yes.
A little from column A, a little from column B.
Danger says, "How dare you, monkey? This is a massive insult to morons." Look, she may be the lowest on the rung of morons, but she still qualifies. She's like she's their Greta. All right, I have to make a little bit of noise here. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I'm looking for a straw. Lady Monkey was kind enough to bring me a sandwich and some ice cream and a drink.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. The sandwich can wait, but I need my drink and my ice cream. Is that what she's been advocating for? Well, look, Green Badger, right now everybody's advocating for peace. It's amazing how many people are suddenly the peace candidates. Every one of them suddenly hates war.
Well, they like the wars they start. Those are justified, but not when somebody else starts or retaliates, in this instance, to an attack. That's unacceptable.
I'm not the biggest Tulsi fan, and I think that's been made clear.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are only paying attention to her anti-war thing instead of what she's actually about.
And her boobies.
Okay, and her boobies. But at least she's consistent, you know?
Yeah.
Her stance has been the same throughout. But suddenly, Biden, fucking Biden of all people. Like, are you really? We shouldn't be going to war. We shouldn't be going to war, you guys. Have you seen the hair on my legs?
It's all soft and downy.
In the summertime, it turns blonde and it floats.
You know that snuggle bear? That's what my legs are. They're snuggle bear. You want to touch them?
Pete Buttigieg, who got into an argument with Tulsi on stage about whether or not we should still be in, I believe it was Syria that they were arguing over at the time. He's suddenly, oh no, look, just because it's in U.S. interest doesn't mean we should be doing it.
What?
Wait, what the fuck are y'all? So many people. Yes, he was a horrible person and he deserved to die. I actually saw it because Tucker Carlson did a segment on this, and oh god, Tucker fans are masturbating furiously to this thing, man. They love it. Where he's like, well, this guy, he's killed a couple hundred Americans have been responsible for it, and he makes it sound like all of it happened just during the initial Iraqi occupation, negating even the attack last fucking Friday, Tucker. Where he just makes it sound, look, man, it was incidental, man. This guy, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. And in Tucker's mind, man, we're like already in Iran. If you listen to the way he talks, you'd think we already have boots on the ground in Iran. And like, oh my God, can you find your vapors couch? Go find your fainting couch and relax, Tucker. It'll be okay.
Yeah, I typically like Tucker, but I have no problem with this. This guy killed a lot of people, a lot of our people, a lot of the Iraqis, including some innocent civilians. This guy was a piece of shit. The fact that he's dead bothers me not a second.
I like Tucker most of the time.
Yeah.
But watching this, I was like, oh my God, he's having his period right here on TV. Nico, thank you. I sent you a hot take via Twitter. I will check that out in just a moment. And did I have another donation over here? Is my thing just...
I don't know.
Yep, I did. Thank you, Cryptic, who said, did you hear about Maxine Waters getting pranked? I did not.
I bet that was funny.
What they did to her? Did they fill up her office with, like, I don't know, Republicans? Let's see. Oh, dear God.
Give me 1 second.
This is what was sent from Nico. There's nothing new about American terrorist attacks against Black and brown people for the expansion of American imperialism. Colin Kaepernick. There is nothing new about American terrorist attacks against black and brown people. You think we killed Soleimani because we just like killing black and brown people. That's all it is.
Well, these people are kind of dumb, so they probably do think that.
It's not just, I don't think Tucker's wrong, but we shouldn't even be there. I think Tucker's right when he said that we shouldn't be there. But since we are, we do need to protect our interests, which include our soldiers who are over there. And Tucker went full-blown World War III on that show.
This is not going to be World War III unless the Russians get involved or China directly involved. Then maybe, but not likely.
Tucker tells us all about how China's loving it.
Well, China probably does love it,
of course they are.
Until they get involved.
The only way that this becomes a massive war of any kind is if Russia and China back Iran. That's it. That's the only way. Now, can this lead to escalated conflict to where we have to blow up some of their shit? Sure. That they might blow up some. Actually, it already fucking happened, Jack. There were a couple of rocket attacks this morning. The same kind of rocket attacks that happened last fucking Friday. But it's all because of the killing of Soleimani.
No, the Soleimani thing was in retaliation for their attack on our embassy. That's all it is. They started a fight. We just escalated it slightly because it was a show of force. Like, look what we can do. Don't poke the bear. This whole thing of equal response is stupid. If you want to stop someone from fucking with you, you have to beat the shit out of them and make them realize that you're bigger and badder than they are. Some guy takes your lunch money, beat the fuck out of him. Then he won't mess with you again.
Some bitch keeps hitting you, grab her by the hair, throw her on the ground and kick her.
Yeah, it's an interesting analogy. Wonder where you got that one.
I just pulled it out of the air.
No, but see, that wouldn't have escalated either if you had laid her out the first time.
Yep.
So,
this is actually something, and Tucker even brings this up a little bit, but he blows it off like it's no big deal. This is shit. Iran, they've been doing this constantly for decades. For decades, they've been doing this shit. And finally, we were like, you know what? Stop it. And yeah, we did that by firing a rocket up some guy's ass. But he's the one who's been instrumental in planning them.
And he's the one
unapologetically.
Openly too, right out in the open, plotting and conspiring against us in our attempts to stabilize Iraq. I got no problem with this. It's a show of force. If you want to stop escalation, you have to go in hard. Speak softly, carry a big stick. Be like, look, we don't want to do anything. But if you hit us, we're going to beat the fuck out of you.
Now it's no longer speak softly and carry a big stick. Now it's just take it. Just take it.
Just take it and apologize to them and give them money, which has worked for Iran in the past and North Korea. And we can't keep doing that. Why are we just handing over money to these petty thugs?
Because you know what, Jack? There's no cowboys left.
Yeah, because everybody's a bunch of pussies now.
Talk for just a moment.
It's one thing I liked about Reagan was, as much as most people don't like him, nobody fucked with him. Because all those hostages in Iran got freed as soon as he took office. Because everybody knew he would fly some B-52s over there and get them back. I don't know. I don't want a war over there. Nobody wants a war. But there's a time when you have to step up and say, all right, this is enough. And I know that's an unpopular opinion these days.
And it's not mutually exclusive to say we shouldn't be over there.
No, we should be.
But this response was warranted. As long as we are over there and our boys are in danger and people are taking shots at them, yeah, we have every right to fire back. And yes, bring our boys home. All over. No more. There's no place we should be in war right now. But when we're there, No voters want a war, Jack.
Well, I think some Democrats want a war, but yeah, I mean, I don't want a war either. I'm just
I think that,
I'm just tired of getting our people killed over in some dirt country that we don't give a fuck about, that we gain
I think
nothing
there's lots
from.
of voters that want war. I think that's a misnomer because that's just a blanket statement, and we shouldn't say nobody wants war because there are people who do. Obviously, there are. You still have people who are pissed off at Iran from the 70s. We're like, it's about time we blow those fuckers up.
This whole region is none of our business anymore. Now that we have oil producing capabilities with fracking, we produce enough to take care of our own. And what we do buy from other countries is Mexico and Canada. They're our primary oil providers. So fuck these guys. Let this whole shitty little sandbox fall apart on its own. We don't need to be there. But if we are gonna be there, we need to defend our embassies and our people.
Sinatra says that party leaders want war, not the voters. Again, I don't find that to be necessarily true.
Oh, definitely a lot of party leaders want some more, though. It's good distraction from problems at home and any sneaky shit they're up to.
And Cryptic did finish up. I'm sorry, Cryptic, I did see it, but I didn't want to distract us there. But thank you, Cryptic, who says Russian radio host called Maxine Waters as Greta Thunberg, and she fell for it. Even new Trump photos and involvement. Oh God!
Wow.
Those Russian radio show guys are having a blast with this. They're the same ones who got Schiff with the nude photos of Trump.
Oh, Schiff's a fucking retard too. Well, so's Maxine Waters. So,
indeed. Now there might not be a huge call for war, but there's definitely people out there who would be like, "Yeah, we need to go fuck Iran up." Do you know how many people were pissed off that we didn't blow up Iran for shooting down a drone?
Yeah, what a waste of time and missiles.
Yeah, they were mad as fuck because we didn't do that. And you're going to tell me they don't want war? Come on. Come on. Also, Tucker tried telling us that the people who are against war, that's probably why Trump got elected. Because Trump said, he's going to pull people out. It's probably why most people. I wish I had $1 for everything that is the reason Trump got elected, is the definitive reason. Every time something comes up when Trump does something people don't like, he's like, this is what he promised and he hasn't done it.
Not really.
It's the only reason people voted for him. It could be, and I'm going to throw this out there. They didn't like the other candidates. It could be that they liked some of what he said and not others, or that this meant a little to him, but not as much as something else. There's a whole lot of reasons people voted for Trump.
Yeah. Trump at heart seems to be a pretty isolationist guy.
He is.
So he's done quite a bit to keep us out of conflicts that we would have been heavily involved in under Obama and probably Hillary.
This is my problem with this whole line of thinking there, Jack, especially with Tucker last night. He's like, Trump promised that he was going to keep this kind of shit to a minimum, and we saw that yesterday. Trump said he was going to be minimally involved in this stuff. Killed one fucking guy.
Well, technically.
How much more minimally involved? Well, targeted killing of one, 6 that were collateral damage douchebags.
But they were all douchebags, so no big deal.
This was a surgical strike. How much more minimal can you get? Except for maybe sneaking some poison into his dates.
Yeah.
That's the food, not the anyhow. Obama literally started the war in Libya on his own. Yeah, of course he did. It's amazing. We talked about that yesterday, Sin, how many of the Democrats who've been in power the whole time. I'm not talking about people like Rashida Tlaib and the gang of morons, whatever they're called, the squad, but people who've actually been in Congress for decades, who, for reasons unknown, I mean, we'd have to guess, had no problem with this very kind of behavior for 8 goddamn years. 8 fucking years. Not just targeting some douchebag terrorist, an American citizen, purposefully targeted an American citizen and killed him. Oh, it was an enemy combatant. Really?
He's still an American citizen.
Yeah. You don't get the president doesn't have the right to just unilaterally decide to murder an American citizen.
Yep.
Anyone else, sure, but an American citizen, no.
No, there's a process for that, and it's called the court.
Elba Caro says 8 years, 16 years. No, there was, look, some of them still objected from time to time at Bush. They may have still signed off on it when it came to the time for voting, but they'd at least go out publicly and go, we're not really sure what Bush is doing is right. But man, how many rockets did old Obama use? This is something like 3,500, 35,000, some shit like that. Just drone strike after drone strike. I think he was playing Modern Warfare and didn't realize it was hooked up to a real drone. Yeah. That's the only thing that makes sense, because he was bombing the shit out of everything.
Oh, absolutely. He was real big on drone strikes.
Since his 28,000. Yeah, I've seen various different ones. Yeah, but not a fucking peep from all of these suddenly pacifistic lefties. And again, you know what, Tulsi, I disagree with her statement on this, but at least she's fucking consistent. At least she's consistent. She's an isolationist, and she sticks by that. The only reason most of these assholes from the Democratic primary commented on this yesterday is because it's Trump. Not because of how they actually feel about this shit. Although, I mean, they were willing to just ship pallets of money over to Iran. So maybe they're mad we hurt their friend or something.
Yeah.
But these are people who want to push us to war with Russia in Syria, for fuck's sake.
Well, that whole Libya excursion, like Sinatra pointed out in chat, Obama just wandered in there. He didn't even have a reason.
Mm-hmm. For the purpose of regime change. Sorry. I'd just taken a big mouthful of ice cream. Yeah. We don't support regime change now.
Yeah.
Oops.
When it suits us. When it's not our people making the decisions.
And the continuous beating of the drum without having an exit strategy. Oh, we had an exit strategy. Went in his ass and out his mouth. That's why they only found his hand.
Yeah, you don't need an exit strategy if you're just killing one person.
You would think, seriously, we are all in country already. We're not.
Unless they do something big and stupid, they know their country is very easily defeated. Our military is like, 30 times the size of theirs?
Yeah. Ridiculously larger.
Yeah, it's a joke. And they know it. We could destroy their entire country without ever sending troops in, aside from like some special ops or a rescue mission or something dumb. We would never have to mobilize. We could just bomb them all from the air with bunker busters.
And it's just funny to me. It's the same kind of stuff we heard with wagging our dick at North Korea.
Yeah.
Literally, it's like, but you can't do that to them. They're crazy. They're gonna blow it. No, they don't want to die.
No, they're crazy, but they're not stupid. That's distinctly different.
See, I don't even know. I mean, I don't even know how crazy they are. I think they're more just bad people. And again, to use the analogy from that fight video, that woman knew that man could beat her ass.
Oh yeah, knew he would.
Exactly. And when you have a powerful military and the whole world knows you're not going to use it, they're going to fuck with you. And we see it every time we refuse to use it.
Oh, yeah, they poke the bear all the time because it's a caged bear. And like I said, Reagan, that people knew that he would start bombing the shit out of them, so they didn't fuck with him too much. Yeah. He even cracked that joke about like the missiles are on the way or something like that. Hot mic.
That was he was preparing for his radio address, and as his warm-up, he was joking that he had just ordered nuclear strikes on Russia. And unfortunately, it was a hot mic and scared the shit out of a bunch of people.
Well, legitimately so, but that's because you knew he meant it when he said something like that. You know? he had been joking this time, but if he had announced that, you would know that planes were fueling up, or already in the air.
Since there's one thing I agree with Tucker on is that if people really cared about American lives, they'd do something about China and Mexico. All right, here's the deal. Yeah, he actually he conflated drugs to what Soleimani did. Drugs coming into our country. They kill people. Does that mean we can go blow up China and Mexico?
I'm okay with that either way.
I have no problem if we want to go take out some drug cartels in the south of the border, but not because people do drugs. More because they kill people, like Soleimani did. I can't think of, and maybe there is some that I'm just not aware of, but I can't think of any direct action China's taken against us.
No, but I think the whole trade sanction thing is working out pretty well. That needed to be renegotiated.
Yeah, remember that was going to lead to war too.
Yeah, everything leads to war. And as Dangerous pointed out, that Hillary wanted to attack people for cyber warfare.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there are different forms of warfare. There's economic warfare. There's military warfare. There's a lot of ways you can damage a country. You don't have to go in with troops on the ground and actually fight. But the fact that China steals so much of our intellectual property, that is a problem that needs to be addressed.
I just think comparing what Soleimani did to the drug trade, because the way he made it sound, and maybe I misunderstood what he was talking about, but he was talking about people dying from using drugs, not from being in drug wars or any shit like that.
Yeah. Look, I'm all for stopping the flow of at least illicit drugs coming in because they're not quality controlled. You don't know what you're getting.
Sure.
That sort of thing. Like if you want to legalize drugs, that's fine, but they still have to have some quality control for people's safety. That's a different discussion altogether. But these cartels, they're enslaving people and shanghaiing them into the wilderness to make the drugs for them, that sort of thing. So I have no problem if you want to kill some cartels, but
here's the thing. There are people who take drugs all the time and don't die from it. I've never heard of anybody taking an IED and not getting seriously hurt from it. It's not like you take IEDs 3 times a day and then suddenly on that 4th day you get the one that's laced with something bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like it's a different type of warfare. If you want to fight the cartels, you spend some special forces in, a couple of covert groups to take out their labs, that sort of thing. You cut off their money supplies. There's other ways of dealing with that. That's a vastly different thing than the way we would fight a war with Iran.
Yeah, and I'm all for it. Well, the other thing that was kind of weird that Tucker said was if we're going to fight a war, we have to show how it makes America richer and safer. Both of those. It has to make us richer and safer. I like it. Richer?
Yeah, nobody keeps looting anymore. We should go back to that.
Apparently Tucker wants to.
I'd be fine with that. I mean, after all we've done for Iraq, we should get a percentage of their oil. That's what they used to do in the old days. Start wars for resources.
Yeah.
But we don't actually need their resources. We just spend a bunch of money and blood on it, and then we're like, all right, here you go.
It was a really rambly, all over the place kind of screed from him. But yeah, there's lots of people who are loving it, and all right, more power to you.
I don't know.
Just be careful when you do take those IEDs, man. Make sure you cook them, you cut them down right. Don't cut them with baking soda.
Yeah, use baby laxatives.
Yes.
Yeah, I think people conflate war very easily, and it's not that cut and dry. War is a very messy business that can be done on multiple fronts, and you don't have to actually send people in every single time.
I think too many people seem to think the rest of the world is us.
Yes.
Like if you fuck with them, they're gonna come. They're gonna attack us. There's gonna be war. Like, really? I mean, we've heard this with Iran. Going back to the Obama years, one of the reasons we had to appease them is they have the biggest military in the region. Like, yeah, and we have militias that are bigger than that. What are you talking about? And these aren't even state-run. We're talking about Michigan fucking militias bigger than them. Stop it.
Yeah, we have competitive shooters that are bigger than their army.
Yeah. But they got
They're probably better trained.
God, everybody's so scared. And again, you know what? I could be wrong. World War III could kick off, and I could be sitting here with egg on my face. But as it stands right now, yeah, it's not going to happen.
No, like I said, unless Russia or China actively jumps in, nothing's going to change.
And even with them, they don't want to fuck with our military.
No, because that is bad for their economies too.
And their militaries.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's unpopular over there as it is here. If Iran wants to start a war, it's foolish on their part. Even asymmetrical warfare, we will level their entire country before they can do any massive serious damage.
Danger says Iran has a military, the U.S. has Chicago.
Yeah, exactly.
And Advocate says Iraq used to have the biggest army in the region. How did that work out? Well, see, we were actually told it's not like going into Iraq. They have a well-trained army. Like, are you out of your fucking... It's fucking Iran. It's a third world shithole.
Yeah. Well-trained for the region. Yeah, they might win a couple of fights, but we'll annihilate them, and they know it.
Yep.
Our technology is vastly superior. Our military is better trained and has better equipment. This is not some plucky group of rebels in a movie. This is real life. It doesn't work that way. I mean, they said the same thing about Iraq, and they fucking surrendered. Look how fast we rolled through them twice. And Iran and Iraq were considered equals at the time.
And thank you, Pincalo, the driver, who says, too many people watch movies and think that it's real. Yeah.
Yeah. A Faithless said they're on a brink of a civil war of their own. And that's true. They have a lot of civil unrest because the sanctions are crippling them.
They entered modernity a while back under the Shah. You mean the Shah? Back in the 70s? They are a dirt poor country. They're Tehran is modern. How many modern cities are in Iran?
Probably depends on the region within the city, even.
Yeah.
But I would guess like 4 or 5. And even then, their idea of modern is going to be a little bit skewed because they're modern for the region and not by world global standards. Yeah, I don't know. I just think this whole thing is being blown vastly out of proportion. There might be some skirmishes, and then once Iran realizes that we're serious, they'll back the fuck down and shut up.
Yeah, it's. I'm sure they're pissed off. I have no doubt about that.
Oh yeah, but that's because they thought they could get away with it again.
And we'll see little tiny things pop up. Like the bombings today, which they what was it, 2 rocket attacks at the Green Zone in Baghdad. One landed within inside, one landed just outside.
Yeah, that's kind of pathetic, honestly.
Yeah, but this kind of shit was already happening.
Yeah,
they'll get a little bit of news, and their best fighters in this war are our media. Because the media is freaking out. Look what's happening. The same media that didn't pay fuck all of attention last Friday. Sorry. I feel like I have to keep saying that. Suddenly, every little event is going to be a huge look. The Iranians are coming for us, you guys.
Ooh, scary.
Ooh. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Iran has announced they plan to seek legal action against us for killing that general. Good luck to them. You know what? Tell them that we should, they should take any, we'll admit wrongdoing and take any compensation they need out of one of those pallets we gave them a few years back.
Yeah.
Just
all we have to do is be like, we don't respect your authority in this situation, so fuck off.
Yep.
And what are they going to do? Nothing.
What, they gonna put sanctions on us?
Yeah. Ooh. We're gonna continue to not buy your crap. Thanks. Oh no, hey guys, no sand this year on the beach.
Mm. What's this? Park a carrier off the shore. Iran would back down. And No Risk says, good luck passing the Gulf of Oman. You realize we've put carriers in the Gulf before, right? We actually run them over there now and then.
Yeah, their dinky little cruisers won't stand up to any of our stuff if they try that shit. If they try and shut down the Gulf, everybody in the region will be behind us opening that up.
Yeah, we actually have an example of that in history.
Yeah. Because everybody in the region needs that oil to come through there, and they need the money that comes with it. Stopping that, even for a day, could cripple all those countries. So they have a vested interest in us going in there and doing their job for them and opening it up.
Yep.
And the British are still pretty pissed about them stopping a couple of their tankers or whatever.
Hijacking is the word you're looking for.
Yeah, that's the term. And I remember when they did that to one of our boats, and they got those pictures of our servicemen on their knees with their hands behind their heads.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still using that for propaganda. They try that shit again, we're going to open up on them, and they know it.
Yep. Iran is about as dangerous to us as that woman was to that guy. But they are still slapping, and they did need slapped down. So there you go, bitch. Sit down. Stop being an asshole. If you want to come be part of the world, do it. We'll welcome you with open arms. Just stop being an asshole. But this is what happens when we get involved in religious disputes, Jack.
Yeah, I agree. We shouldn't be over there. If we're going to be over there, we're going to end up doing bullshit like this because they all hate us. So until we just walk away from that disaster, we're going to be doing these petty little skirmish shits.
Daryl says, I've been in the Gulf on a carrier. Yeah. Our carrier battle groups used to go over there all the time. I don't know if they still do. It's been a while since I paid any attention, but yeah.
Yeah, and our air superiority would take out any of their what they call boats. Their technology is so far inferior to ours. Unless the Russians decided to help, their navy's a joke.
Yeah, well, we saw their navy when they were stopping those ships. Their navy is a bunch of blow-up rafts with outboard motors on them. And the only reason that this shit is allowed to happen is because nobody wanted an international incident by killing the fuckers in international waters. Yeah. But fuck those guys. Yeah, we shouldn't be over there because not just because of it's none of our business. Partially it is. I mean, oil prices, that kind of stuff, that there is an interest there ish. But that's not the real problem over there. The problem over there is these are religious factions that have been fighting for centuries that hate each other.
Yeah.
They are the Hatfields and McCoys. That's what they are.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's, 3 groups over there that are trying to blow the shit out of each other?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I don't give a fuck about these people or their problems. We're over there because of oil and because our money is tied as the petrodollar. And that's where a lot of our fiat currency is based. And if they keep messing with the oil prices, then our money fluctuates, which is why we should go back to the gold standard.
Low Res Boy says they don't need boats. What? Are you talking about Iran doesn't need them? You can target any boats from shore. You seem to have a very high opinion of Iran's capabilities, and I'm not sure where you get that from. But Iran sinking one of our ships would not be a good thing.
No, we would probably carpet bomb the coastline.
They could, yeah, we did. Oh man, do you know how many just cruise missiles we're waiting to use? I mean, we've used a lot of them, but I mean, we still have stockpiles of these fucking things.
Oh yeah, they've been sitting there since the 80s. That shit doesn't go away. It doesn't go bad. Not
and
really.
They don't even have to work anymore. You just shoot something that high up and let it come back down. It's going to hurt whatever it lands on.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be like dropping a giant anvil from the sky.
Well, and that's doesn't even include any of the cool secret shit we've got.
Right.
That's in the experimental stage, like some giant rail gun from space that just drops giant spikes on the ground and from outer space.
You do realize that Iran can control U.S. drones, for example. I do remember Iran claiming they could do that. I also remember them shooting down a drone. I don't remember them. You know what? I wonder if they were behind the drone that killed Soleimani.
Oh, we could totally frame them for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they did it.
Low Res Boy told me you guys can hack drones. It was you guys.
Yeah, I don't think they have the capability they claim. Just like I don't think
I'm just fucking with you, Low Res, by the way. Go ahead. I'm sorry, bud.
I don't think North Korea has the technology they claim either. But even if they did, we don't have to send drones in.
But Low Res Boy keeps talking up how great they are at technology. Specifically, he said earlier that they have the second best hackers in the world next to Russia, which, by the way, made me laugh. But let's say that's true. Okay, let's say that's true. If it is, our forces already know about that. You know what we're gonna do? We're not gonna bother with the cruise or with drones. You know where we fire most cruise missiles from? Ships. You know how close we have to be to fire those things? Not very. We can be 30 miles off the coast and hit them.
Yeah, I was going to say, they don't have to even be anywhere near the coastline to do that.
Don't have to be even inside the country's waters to do it. Yeah. And it was like, let's see, where are all their electrical grids? Boom, boom, boom. You know what you can't do without electricity? Hack. You can't even fish the DNC. Oh, fucking hackers. Let's see what's going on here. Remember all those great Iranian inventions over the last 100 years? Yeah. Let's see. They gave us Oh, you know what? They invented Barack Obama's great diplomacy.
Yeah, lovely.
Will you read what Dangerous just said?
They're using a basic tactic. If you don't have the strength, you need to make people think you have the strength, which is true. Propaganda is incredibly useful.
I need just a second, but can you?
Yeah. I'm certainly not claiming they can win against the U.S. All I'm saying is that if you underestimate them, the conflicts will involve more losses. That's true. You never underestimate your enemy. Always assume they're more capable than they are. But I just don't think they want to go to war. They might say they do, but they don't. They really don't want to. And we certainly don't want to either.
Sorry about that, man. Oh.
Ice cream headache?
No, I was eating a French fry and it went down sideways.
Oh, that's not good.
I still have that issue with my throat where food gets stuck in it.
Yeah, it sucks every time. I've been there, but you seem to have that on a pretty regular basis.
There's scar tissue in my throat since the surgery.
Yeah.
When they were intubating me or whatever they do, they stick the thing down your throat. Yeah, they fucked up my throat. Luckily they didn't fuck up this beautiful voice. And Low Res, I know you're not saying how great they are or anything, but you seem to be vastly overestimating them or vastly underestimating us. You are, and I'm not meaning this mean, and maybe not you specifically. Maybe you have some knowledge that the rest of the folks out there don't. But you, to me, embody what I see on Twitter right now. All of these people who seem to think that Iran is in some way going to pose any kind of threat to us. Iran is a pimple on our ass at best. On their best day, they might make us scratch. That's it.
Yeah. I honestly, we still are using B-52s from World War II.
Yeah.
And they're not exactly technological giants, but they are capable of carrying a whole lot of bombs.
Yeah, we've just he said, like I said, I'm not claiming they can win. I don't think you're saying that. But if it ever came to the point where we were actually going to fire on Iran itself, it would be rain from the sky that they couldn't stop.
Yeah.
If we were if we were worried about them getting our drones, we'd send in all the planes. They're not gonna hijack a plane from the ground. We'll set them on fire from the air that way, or we'll send the cruise missiles over. We'll park a fucking sub off their coast and just blow them the fuck up.
Yeah, we could, like Deck Train just said, that we could EMP their nuclear plants. There's a lot of things we could do to them. We could firebomb them the way we did Tokyo in the 40s. It would be a bloodbath if we did that.
Somebody was talking about treating them like Dresden.
Ouch.
Yeah. I was like, fuck, that might be too far.
Yeah, I get some real trouble for that one internationally. But I think the greater concern is that if they do a retaliation, it'll be on our soil by sneaking people in through Mexico. That would be more concerning. It would be just as stupid, but that's more of a threat, I think.
Well, here's the problem. Something is going to get hit. Sorry, guys. But you know what else? It was going to get hit anyway. Do you think any of these things that are going to be coming weren't already planned?
Yeah.
Like what? The great terrorists of the world went to their secret terrorist Legion of Doom and sat down and decide what they're going to do over the next 2 weeks. These are all things that were already in motion. Just confirming that this shitbag needed to die.
Yeah. He was also running like Hezbollah. The regional head of Hezbollah was one of the guys that died in that drone strike too.
Yes. And Hezbollah, those little shitbags. Iran's been sponsoring them openly for decades. And we just kind of Iran and North Korea, they've been pulling the same kind of shit for decades. And it's saber rattling bullshit because normally the US gives into them. Normally we go, oh, we're sorry. What do you want? What do you want? What can we do for you? And Trump may not be for war. I don't think Trump is for war. Trump, as we talked about this yesterday, has had plenty of chances to go, all right, this is enough. This is the line. We're going to blow something up. He could have done it after the drone strike. When they blew up our drone, that was an act of war. Yeah. They fired at a military target. That is an open act of war. We had every right at that moment to fucking glass them. And Trump called it off because it might have killed 150 people. Because the response might have killed 150 people.
Yeah, he thought it was overkill.
Uh-huh. It was in their airspace. Yeah, I read the Iranian take on that as well.
They think all of the Gulf is their airspace, which is why they seized that British boat a couple weeks ago.
Yep. Yeah, are you by chance Iranian, low-res? I'm curious to ask this question. I don't know if it's right. What do you think about Israel, low-res? It fell in their land. It had to be in their airspace.
Well, they could have shot down somewhere else and moved it.
No, man. Once those are shot down, they can't move. There. Damn it, Jack.
Yeah, I think their most likely line of attack would be to do some civilian targets in our country. Which
I don't think they're going to even do that. I think what they're going to do is the biggest target's going to be Israel, and they've already
they want to kill them anyway. So
they've already telegraphed that. They came out yesterday, I think it was, or last night. and said that they had several targets in mind in the U.S. and Israel.
Yeah. If they attack Israel, all we have to do is sit back. This whole thing's dumb because I don't really think anything's going to happen. I think there'll be some saber rattling. They'll fire some missiles at Israel. Israel will kill a few people. And then in a week, we'll be right back where we started.
But, Jack, this helps out a whole lot of people who don't like Donald Trump.
Yeah, but the fact that he did just throw everything at the wall right away is really good restraint on his part.
But see, that's not what the narrative is right now, which is funny because it's coming from two different sides. You have both Republicans and all Democrats saying that same thing. Oh my God, he said he wasn't going to be a cowboy, and look at him cowboying up.
You didn't cowboy up. If you had cowboyed up, Tehran would be missing.
Yeah, be like, didn't there used to be a planet here or a space here? Where'd all this water come from?
Look at this glass. It's really fancy.
It's just funny to me watching that because we know Trump's going to win on the economy. That's a given. But if this gets blown up real big, make a big deal out of it, and then anything happens going forward, you can always blame it on Trump. Plus you can point to all of those people who voted for him because he said he wasn't going to get involved in mindless wars. By the way, this is something we were already involved in. And go, oh, look, he lied to you guys. He's a fucking liar. Look, he lied.
Oh, he avoided going into Syria. He avoided going further into Afghanistan. He's drawing down that.
Trump brand glow in the dark glass. Yes.
Yeah, I think he's shown pretty incredible restraint.
Yeah.
And it's pretty impressive because I really think he is an isolationist at heart.
Yeah, but he's still. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're fine. He said several times he doesn't want us meddling in other countries. So these are just little strikes that are as controlled as possible. I really don't think he wants to go into a war.
I don't think he does either, but I also think I've compared him to Reagan many times. And I used to, when we talked about the Korea thing, that was a very Reagan way to deal with that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's why a lot of people liked Reagan, was because he was one of those guys that you didn't fuck with. He didn't want to cause a problem for you. If you caused a problem for him, he was going to blow the shit out of your stuff. That's why all those hostages were released when he got elected.
As Americans, we are afraid to use our power, and that's a good thing. You don't want somebody with this much power who wants to use it all the time. Push.
Yeah, that's bad.
Oh, had a little history caught in my throat.
Oh, that's the worst.
Obama. Yeah, you don't want somebody who enjoys that power, and I don't think Trump really does. He enjoys that we have that power if we need to use it. And that's what power should be for. You don't. When you're the biggest guy, you don't just go out and punch everybody. You're just happy that if anybody does hit you, you can hit them back and you're safe. That's what it's about. Safety through strength. And Trump just seems old school in that, all right, look, I want to get out of here. He tried pulling us out of Syria and ended up having to renege on that. Do you remember when the last time he gave the order to leave Syria? And everybody's like, but we don't have an exit strategy. What are we doing? We're just going to leave it. The Turkey's going in there. I thought you guys
like 600 guys in there.
I thought you guys said you wanted us out. Isn't that what y'all voted for? Make up your minds, you fucking pussies. I really wish he would just pull our people out of Afghanistan. Don't draw them down. Just pull them the fuck out. Same with Iraq. Like, all right, look, man, we've helped with what we can. Good luck. Don't fuck us over because we're just around the corner. We're parked over in Rhoda, man. We're not going that far. But yeah, this motherfucker was running around killing Americans, bragging about it, bragging that he doesn't even have to hide because the U.S. will never go after him.
Yeah, wasn't he barred from going into Iraq anyway?
He might have been. I'm not sure, but we know why he was there.
Well, yeah.
You think it's a coincidence he showed up right after right after the bombings of the base in was it Kirkuk? The one that killed the contractor, and then we fired back, and then the embassy thing happened, and suddenly he's in Baghdad.
Yeah.
He was just going on family vacation, man, with all of his Muslim terrorist friends.
Yeah, they were going for that pretty sand, I imagine.
I just leave. Let them. This is an old religious war. Let them fight it out. Be like, look, guys, look, keep the oil flowing, and kill each other all you want. But you start fucking with the world's interests, and we're gonna have to pay attention to you. So, just on the down low, whoever's in charge of that pipeline, keep it flowing. We'll be good. You guys kill each other all you want. There you go. We're good. You guys might not like it that there's wars for oil and resources and stuff, but welcome to geopolitics.
Yeah, welcome to history, because that's what wars are mostly fought over, is resources.
Trump is the kind of guy who generally won't back down from being personally challenged. Yeah, and don't forget this guy. I don't know if you saw it, Jack. You know this guy got kicked off of Twitter, Soleimani? He actually got kicked off Twitter.
Wow.
Yeah. For being a dick. But way back in April of last year, I think it was April 2018, he got into a spat online with Trump.
What?
There was a Trump meme that went out that was done Game of Thrones style, where it said sanctions are coming with Trump's face on it. And there was Soleimani, there was one made of him that he tweeted back or Instagrammed back, I forget which exactly, where it's done in that same style and it says, "I'll be waiting," or some shit like that. And like, ooh. And then this motherfucker had the nerve to post part of the what's it from? Olympus Has Fallen, or one of those where the White House gets blown up.
Oh, yeah.
Picture of the White House blowing up with this guy imposed in front of it, talking into a walkie-talkie, like he had just ordered the blowing up of the White House.
Yeah, but why would he be right out in front of that? That doesn't even make any sense.
Because he was the one ordering it, of course.
No, still makes no sense tactically.
Tactically, you're right. Well, no, because remember, he's bold, man. U.S. is never going to hit him. That's the way this guy thinks. So yeah, that's who this guy was. He's like, yeah, we'll fuck up the White House. I mean, he's dead now, so it doesn't much matter. But yeah, looking back at the way this guy acted and shit, he was a douche. He was a murderous douche. Get the Enviro twits out of the way, and the West can go nuclear for power, and then SWA twits will have less resources to mess with others. Well, that's true too. Well, the problem is there's never going to be a good way to power automobiles and stuff. Mass transit is never going to be a good replacement for that, especially in a country as large as ours is. So we're going to have oil dependency. We could just ratchet it way down. And aren't most of our power plants coal fired?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't use those for oil, or we don't use oil for that. Excuse me. Yeah, there's ways to draw down our need for it. We're not energy independent right now, but we're far less dependent than we used to be. Fracking really fucked up the world's oil supplies. Whatever happened to fracking?
No, we still do it. They just don't bitch about it as much.
I guess they don't bitch anymore because it's nuclear reactor powered cars, like the Fallout universe. Well, no, I mean, if you had electric cars, that would be a good way to help because electric cars still have to get electricity from somewhere. Those charging stations don't run on solar. I've always thought that was great, Jack, that you get an electric car and then you charge it up from your coal-fired power plant.
Yeah. Then you drive way more because you're like, oh, it's safer.
Yeah. Well, they didn't notice this too. In the 70s, they tried to make us drive less by ratcheting up the price of gas and everything. So we came out with more fuel efficient cars, and they were able to be made cheaper, and people were able to buy 2 cars now. So we're using less gas, but we're using twice as much of it. So we're using way more gas. Yeah, it's funny. Free 0-point energy cells. I don't know what that is. Or free 0-point energy cells. I don't know what that is. And the battery is tons toxic. Yeah, those batteries are not good for the environment. Yeah. Look, we're not putting exhaust into the air. Every so often, you can actually see a horizon in LA in the morning. But yeah, we're working on capacitors now that could replace lithium batteries in cars. I'm all for all of this stuff. In all seriousness, I'm for clean the environment. Absolutely. As clean as we can have it. Absolutely. You just don't throw out your old solution until the new one's in and working. Greta. Can't believe they're canceling Meatloaf, man.
Yeah, well, I could understand if it was the food, but the guy, no.
Well, I like both. I'm a fan of both. And he's not wrong. Even if you disagree with him on climate change, he's not wrong about Greta.
No.
Talking about a 16-year-old girl who's out there trying to fake cry at the UN. Reading a speech she goddamn well didn't write.
No.
But nah, man, she ain't brainwashed. She came to this conclusion. They actually pushed the notion, Jack, that she educated her parents on climate change.
Yeah, right.
Her hippy dippy parents.
The ones that were Antifa enthusiasts.
Yeah. Look, they only came around to climate change because of her.
Uh-huh. Right.
And there's actually been a couple of different ways this story is being told. Originally, I heard it that she just started talking to them and they didn't realize climate change was such a big deal. And then because of talking to her, they did, and they changed their ways. Excuse me. The new version of that story is that she was so distraught, Jack, that when she discovered climate change and all this, it gave her a reason to go on living or something. So her dad embraced it too. I'm like, are those goddamn geese out there again?
Probably.
Where they're flying?
I can hear them.
They're flying east.
Well, the geese are kind of retarded.
Oh my God, they're lost. They're fucking lost.
They're confused.
Jesus Christ.
See, really dumb animals like that are easily confused by the weather, apparently.
Look, we only usually have to deal with these assholes twice a year. In the spring when they come back up here, and in the fall when they leave.
Yep.
And they've been here all goddamn year.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's weird. So that's pretty unusual. So I'm hoping it kills a bunch of them off, because I fucking hate those things.
Oh yeah, they're assholes, man. They shit all over the golf courses up here.
Yeah, they shit everywhere, and they're dicks. Like, they'll just stand in the street and not do anything.
Oh, and it's not like bird shit. You see bird shit, and it's just this tiny little goop of it. No. Geese have like giant piles of shit.
Yeah.
First time I went onto a golf course and saw it, I'm like, what the hell is this? And somebody goes, that's goose shit. I'm like, oh, man. I thought it was like some weird, they had like some weird tunneling ants or something on their property. And then I saw the little fuckers. I aimed for them. That's not true.
No, it's illegal to kill the damn things.
I do aim for them in the cart to scare them away.
Yeah, but half the time they don't even move. They just look at you like, come on, bring it.
The ones up here, they're very skittish, thankfully. Maybe they've been down by you.
Probably. I fucking hate them. They're dumb as shit.
Check the hashtag for a tweet that's aged badly. Let's see what's going on with that. And then, guys, we're probably going to wrap up so I can go hang out with the lady, see how she's doing. I haven't seen her actually today. This is from Kamani, the head of Iran. Let's pull this up on the screen here and see what we're looking at. Trump tweeted out on December 31st, Iran will be held fully responsible for lives lost and damage incurred at any of our facilities. They will pay a very big price. This is not a warning. It is a threat. Happy New Year. And Kamani replied, that guy has tweeted that we see Iran responsible for the events in Baghdad and we will respond to Iran. First, you can't do anything. Second, if you were logical, which you're not, you'd see that your crimes in Iraq, Afghanistan have made nations hate you. Neither one of those is a denial, sir. Did you notice that part?
Yeah, that's true.
Neither's a denial. And the first one, boy, were you wrong.
The last person I heard bring up logic was the psycho that Sinatra was talking to.
Oh,
and that ended with just a shouting match.
I love that. First, you can't do anything. I don't think is that an official account?
I don't know, but in the words of Donald Trump, wrong.
It says follow for regular updates and news about Ayatollah Saeed al-Khamenei, Iran's supreme leader. It's got 614,000 followers.
It's probably him.
It might be a state account. It's not verified is the only reason I'm like, is that really them? But I just love, you can't do anything. Like they sent that out on January 1st. What day did we kill that fucker?
I don't know, a day or two ago. I don't even care.
Can't do anything. Yeah. Can't we?
You're fired. Hell fired. Good one, Faithful.
Oh, man. Is there a logic? I just love that everybody hates you. Like, and we know the group that did the bombing. We know they're backed by you. Not bombing, rocket fire.
It sounds like such a high schooler tweet. Everybody hates you. You know that, right?
And that's the kind of thing the left loves to hear, man. See, the whole world hates us. Yeah, unless they want somebody to come save their ass.
Yeah. You need help? Okay. I guess we'll show up. Oh, you hate us? Fuck you then. Nobody seems to be too upset when we're giving them food and money, help in various ways during disasters, or they're scared of their neighbors.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we are the cops.
We are. Except for the cops don't give you money. And we give tons of money away.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really not that much different, is it?
No, I get your point. Yeah, they hate us until they need us, and even then they'll spit at us as we help them.
Yeah. That's why we should be more isolationist. Just let it all burn. Then we can buy up Greenland for sure.
The only problem there is it's eventually going to come back at us.
I know, but my nihilism is angry right now.
And I'm with you on that. I'm mostly isolationist. I'm just not completely. I believe there's
anymore. You can't be isolationist anymore.
Not since world travel was made possible.
Yeah. I like Sir Quack's idea. You're fired on all the U.S. missiles.
Yes. You have an earthquake, call the U.S. Yeah, you have a tsunami. You have a drought, a flood. You have any problems, call us.
We respond to missing boats and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
If we have ships in the area, we answer all the distress calls. We do all sorts of crazy stuff that we don't get credit for.
No. I do wonder how many nations. It's what you're doing in Iraq and Afghanistan, because there are people around the world who tell us, oh, Cryptic, thank you. One nuke to Tehran and be done with it. Turn Mecca into glass.
I'm not opposed to that. As awful as that sounds.
I'm getting to the point where it's either like get the fuck out or just actually do a real war and take it the fuck over.
Yeah, the real problem is that Islam needs a reformation. And they need to put the violent ways behind them. And they're not going to do it. They're nowhere near that point.
Nope.
And until it happens, we're going to continue to have these problems. Because these people have tons of money to fight each other from all their little factions, because they're all in oil-producing countries. And until they do that, until that changes, it's going to be like this. We're going to constantly be meddling in their affairs because they keep making us.
And the point I was getting to before they came out, there are a lot of people around the world, especially Europeans, who like go, the U.S. is doing this. I hate them for that. You didn't so much mind when we meddled in your shit, did you?
Yeah. Otherwise, you'd be speaking German.
Yeah. The Japanese attacked us. The Germans didn't. Shouldn't we have spent all of our forces just fighting the Japanese and then left the Europeans to deal with their shit?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, probably, but we were selling guns to the Brits. So, yeah, I don't know. That's the problem with these. You can't use historical context as much anymore because of the interwoven economies. So as long as our money is tied to the petro, it's going to be a constant source of problems. As long as everybody else needs gasoline, we're going to get dragged in there. So unless somebody else wants to step up, hey, well, we could take a back seat and let China handle things for a while, see how that works out.
Yeah, let the rest of the world deal with this shit and see how it goes and see how long it takes for them to go. America, could you come help out?
And like Caesar and Planet of the Apes, we shall say no.
Non-Vitae Rex, thank you so much. If we're going to be isolationist, then we need to be more selective about who comes and goes in our country. A secure border would be a necessity.
Absolutely.
You're right, but it should be anyway. It should be.
Yeah, everybody bitches, but they're glad to take our stuff. Like you said, they'll spit on us while we're helping them, and I think Trump really hates that, probably as much as I do.
Yeah.
So I honestly would close up a lot of bases in places like Germany and stuff like that, just to prove a point, or say we're going to at least.
Cryptics, thank you so much. For countries who used to be advanced, I think it's supposed to say they aren't after Islam came about, destroy them all. Again, I'm not necessarily for destroying everything. I am more for just getting the hell out, because we should. I'm looking at, because low res boy says Iran has the highest science and technology growth rate in the world according to Science Matrix report. Now, if you think I'm pro-Iran, that is false. I'm only for my own nation. Well, here's the thing. Growth rate is not the same as highest science and technology. Because let's say it's on a 10-point scale, right? The person at 10, if they go up 1 point to 11, they went up 10%. If you're at 1, you only got to get to 1.1 to be at 10% growth. So if you're at 1.11, you actually have a higher growth rate than the guy who's now at 11. So I get what you're saying. I'm not saying they're absolute dummies. I'm saying Iran is a little shithole that has no fucking money and can barely keep themselves going. They're propped up on Russia and China right now. And yeah, they're not going to get into this with us. They're not, because they're going to get the shit kicked out of them. Cryptic, thank you. They also got those tech jobs stolen by the Chinese. Yeah. I just love the idea of Iran as a meaningful actor on the world stage.
They're regionally meaningful because they keep fucking with everybody. But
it's well, they're not even meaningful. They're little gnats that need slapped down. They're North Korea of the Middle East. We're gonna cause some shit if you don't give us some money.
Yeah, and we need to stop pandering to that. And,
yep.
Honestly, we need to let everybody kind of sort their shit out over there and deal with whoever wins.
Yeah, here's what we do. We put a big pile of money in the middle of the sand somewhere and go get it, and whoever gets it, they win. And they can buy weapons from us to blow up the others, but nothing more advanced than World War I, which for them is a huge step up. And yeah, see what happens. Now, fuck them. Just get out of there. Let them fight their own shit. These are religious battles, guys. These aren't actually political fights over there. For us, it is because we want, oil and stuff, and we want to have trade and stuff. For them, this is when you talk about the fact that that a Shia government is in, or a Sunni government. As soon as you start talking about that, you're not talking about politics. You're talking about religion. Notice we don't talk about countries in the Western world like, oh, they got a Catholic leader. Oh, they got one of them Protestants in there now. We had those fights a long time ago, and now it's just that's not part of it. And as long as it is for them, war is going to reign, especially when your religion, Islam, has a holy book, Quran, that is basically a fucking battle guide. What are you going to do? What do you think's going to happen? Anyway, guys, I think I am gonna do this. They are still ashamed that they used to be the Persian Empire, and now they're just a backwards tribe. You know what, Faithless? I think that's a good way to put it and a good way to end this.
Yeah.
They have an inferiority complex, and they should, because they suck. Fuck you, Iran. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming and hanging out for this after party. Don't forget, ladies, this needs we're going to wrap it. Actually, we're going to bring it back around, Jack. Ladies, if you want men to treat you like ladies, stop acting like bitches. Don't go out there hitting men and then demanding that men be the better man. You punch somebody and you get punched back, you're not a victim. Thank you for coming and watching, guys. Thank you so much for the donations. Jack, is there anything you want to show before we get out of here?
I'll throw a link to my latest video in there.
Tonight, we're going to be on this channel in just under 4 hours for Lords of the Night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Then over on 2 Cents Plus for more Desolate. Sometime I hope to sleep, so we'll see when streams happen after that. But hopefully we'll see you guys there. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Jack, thank you for joining me as always. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. We'll see you next time. Say bye, Jack.
Bye.
We'll see you later, everybody.